Hey!
What's up, guys?
Hey.
Nothing much. I'm
Hey.
Josh.
Good to see you, Josh.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Wow.
Rob.
This is
ARob,
Rob.
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 Yeah.
Rob. ARob.
Doctor.
This is an amazing
Wow.
story you have
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Thanks
The
for
comic
having
books
us here.
and
I
games.
appreciate you guys coming in. Lots of nerdy stuff.
You have everything in here.
I don't even know where to start, what to look at first.
We can help with that.
Yeah. Where should we start?
You want to start with, comics and games? You want to start with new comics?
Let's do comics.
Let's do comics.
Yeah,
New
sounds
comics.
good. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yep.
Let's go.
So we were talking about the new comics. We've got a just a section of a 60-foot comic rack.
Yeah,
So,
it just goes on.
Yeah, it's like one of those infinity covers where it's a picture of a cover.
Infinity Shelf.
Yeah,
Wow.
we literally keep thousands of books up at all times for everybody to pick from and find something new to read.
Also, how often do you get new books in?
Well, it's weird now, right? So it's every week, but we get books on Tuesday is DC's drop date, and everybody else is on Wednesday.
Oh,
So we
wow.
have books twice a week.
Wow.
Nice.
I was a military brat, and so I grew up on the army bases. And back in the day, like in the PX, they used that. This was like the scene for the comics, just to keep all those kids busy.
You're lucky. Mine had a spinner.
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
have nearly as many. I was also a military
Yeah,
brat. I grew up in
yeah,
the military. It's
yeah.
actually why I have the store. So I loved comics, and I was 4F, and
Okay.
I served myself.
Yeah.
And so I wanted an adventure. And in 1991, in June of 91, Heroes offered me a job of running this store.
Yeah.
I had never been in the city of Greenville.
Awesome.
In Southern North Carolina.
Awesome.
I took the job sight unseen because I thought I needed an adventure, and I moved down here not even having a place to live.
Wow.
It's a
And
gamble
Yeah.
right there.
the store was 800 square feet back then.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Well, I would say you've had a successful.
Yeah, that's like the foyer now.
Yeah,
it's like-
Yeah, it's grown a
you
little
walk
bit.
in.
It's grown a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, because it's everything you look around and there's always something to look at. Like, it's amazing.
It's an ADD dream for me.
What is your number one, would you have to say, let's say maybe top 3 sellers of your comics on a weekly basis?
Well, things are crazy. So comics come out monthly. Like each individual comic usually is monthly, and then different comics every week.
So it's hard to weigh them.
But Batman right now is by far.
Awesome.
Batman's really killing it right
Good.
now. The whole storyline with Joker War has been great. Everything tied into it's doing great. So Batman by far is the best. Back when Walking Dead was coming out, that was a huge.
Yeah, sure.
Spider-Man always sells
Yeah.
well. X-Men always
That's
sells.
classics.
Absolutely.
Keep
Yeah.
rolling.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit biased though. I don't know if you can tell.
You like tacos?
Yes. Any comic book about tacos, I'm in. I'll buy
He's not lying either, actually.
it. What else do you have? I see
Games. Are you?
Yeah, so we have a full slate of board games, a full slate of miniature games. We're one of the larger Warhammer 40K and Games Workshop distributors in the U.S.
Yeah.
Flames of War, World War II games, Magic, Pokemon, got all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. We can look at it.
Let's check it out.
Yeah, we gotta
Awesome.
check this out.
Great. Yeah. Awesome.
If you can't find the game you're looking for in here, you probably don't need to be playing
Say we-
games.
we
Well,
got
it
a lot of
doesn't
games.
exist, yeah.
I mean, everything from classics like, we've got Catan and Ticket to Ride and Code Names. And then a lot of like the legendary games are great. They're awesome. I mean, who doesn't like Star Wars?
Star
So
Wars.
we've got
Yeah.
everything you can get
Wow.
for Star Wars. We've got
Wow.
Star Wars Legion, which is kind of a miniature tactical game where you can play units
Oh wow.
and fight against Vader or fight against those pesky rebels.
Awesome. Yeah.
Armada's all about ship combat, so's X-Wing.
Those rebel scum.
Those rebels.
Right.
I have to say, I'm a personal favorite. I grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I mean, this is like, so D&D now, they've got board games that are replicating that experience. You've got games that are more tactical D&D games. Who doesn't like Lord of the Rings?
Oh yeah.
Fantasy Flight, or excuse me, Pathfinder has their own RPG that's similar to D&D 3.5. Game of Thrones board games. This is more kind of the fantasy stuff. Descent is really good. If you haven't played Descent, that's a great board game if you like D&D too.
Well, I know a couple of purchases I'm going to be making while I'm here. So,
You
sorry,
do
honey.
ship, right? If people see stuff they
Absolutely.
like, they
we
can
actually ship
leave
all
a
the
comment
time. We ship all over the country, both
Awesome.
both from eBay and Amazon. We also have our Facebook Live sales every week.
Yes.
on Tuesday,
Beautiful.
So we
I
ship
also
stuff from
like
that
to
too.
watch his Facebook live shows.
Killer.
Amazing merchandise that they have for sale.
Yeah.
And it's great entertainment just to watch.
It's usually me making
This
dad
is,
jokes.
I mean,
and
these
I would
things,
say,
these
have a
are
really
art.
nice-
I mean, as an artist, I just can't even begin to, let alone just the visual aspect of this. You know,
yeah.
the intelligence required to concoct these
Right.
scenarios
The
and games.
The tabletop miniature games have become such a big deal that even Marvel's gotten into it with Crisis Protocol.
Awesome.
So if you like the Marvel characters, you can even paint a miniature of Venom
Look at that.
and play Venom, play Spider-Man, play Cap, play Thanos.
Guys.
So that's become a really big thing now for different ways for us to interact with all this nerdy stuff that we like.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a movie or a comic. It can be a game or a board game or a miniature.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's fun seeing how advanced it's come. Like since we first started with our little, you got the DM. He's sitting there with his little shield and you roll and stuff.
I played
Now-
Axis and Allies, and that's about where I stopped.
Yeah,
I
That's
used to
pretty
play-
complicated though. You play that for a whole week.
Yeah,
and only get
yeah.
one.
That was
yeah.
enough for me.
I
Yeah.
mean, everybody thought this was bad, but like if you played Monopoly, you'd fight like that. Was
And look at this, guys. If you want to plan for
Emergency fight.
your
Yeah.
future, you can start terraforming Mars.
Start terraforming.
What else you got here, brother?
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, you were mentioning
Lead the way.
Follow us.
Let's go. Check
How
it out.
about our Dungeons and Dragons section?
Killer.
So we've got
Yeah.
everything that's officially out from
Wow.
from Hasbro for D&D. We even have some of the exclusive covers. You'll notice the artwork on this Theros
Nice.
Wow.
is a little different than this one.
God,
yes.
And this is the exclusive market edition, which is really neat. So now, Warhammer is out with its, gosh, I believe it's the 9th edition,
Yeah.
Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
And this thing is sold out everywhere, but we managed to get in just a few more. I tell you a crazy fact. They pre-sold more copies of 9th edition of this game than 8th edition sold in 2 years.
Wow.
Everybody was pin up in the house and dying to play some games. And
Thanks, Rona.
yeah, Rona did well for that, I guess. But the thing with
Oh,
this
wow.
is, there's I guess we should do this way, right?
Yeah.
There's over 60 miniatures in the box,
Dude.
brand new rules, ready to go.
You're definitely not getting cheated on this because this.
Well, these are
Easy.
also
Takes
hard
two
to come
hands.
by,
It
right?
takes two hands.
Not many people have this of it, even.
No, it did. It sold out everywhere, and we managed to scratch up a few more copies, and
Yeah.
and that's it.
You
until
can
they- until
only
they
get it
another
here
version.
Huh.
at Borderlands.
Come
This
on now.
right here is 10 to 15 pounds of figures. That you're not getting cheated for this, and there's very limited amount. So you should.
Space Marines and Necrons. Necrons, you keep shooting them, they keep getting back up from the dead because they self-repair like Cybermen and Dr.
See,
Who.
now that the Space Force is out, I was going to re-enlist as a space shuttle door gunner.
They'll hand you
That
your
was-
red shirt.
yeah.
They'll give you a red
You'd
shirt.
have to wear a red shirt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know they
Yeah.
don't give oxygen to those guys.
No,
It's kind of
no,
weird.
that's
You
one of
gotta
the, you hold your breath. Like I couldn't even lead anybody to space, so it just
Can't even lead. Jack Dawes, actually.
Hey guys, if you're into military relics and his military, check this out. I got exactly what you're looking for. They have Team Yankee for all my friends here in South Carolina.
go blue.
Play some baseball. They have Funko Pops, y'all.
We actually have thousands of
it's
Funko
like a
Pops
wall
in stock
of
at
them.
any given time. We're
I know.
always buying them and
Oh, yeah.
selling them and trading them.
I noticed you might have a handful of them. I don't
we got
know
a
how
couple.
that goes.
That's a big hand.
Yeah, that's a huge hand.
Thought, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like who would have thought that everybody joked that they were Beanie Babies in the beginning, right? But Beanie Babies didn't really look any different. Whereas with Funko Pops, they all look like whatever they're licensed to be.
It's
Yeah.
really fascinating how they took off. I didn't realize there's even Jabba the Hutt. Look at that. I'm
Anything.
tripping.
Rockstar, Sting, Kiss, everything from every horror movie you've ever seen. Everything. When you make it nowadays, you're like, oh, what are we going to get for our Funko license?
Exactly.
Right.
It's like, well, and the variations that you have of things, because there's some rare variants
Oh, for
that
sure.
I've definitely seen. I can honestly say I've been up here a few times and bought out every Deadpool pop vinyl that you've had.
You might have a reputation for that.
Yes,
It's possible.
Yeah,
I
he
might
does.
be known
He
up
does.
here
Yeah.
as like, hey,
Yeah,
that
he
Deadpool
does.
guy.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
came in and bought all the
Where are the Deadpools? We have to birth some more Deadpools. They're like
Yeah.
tribbles.
But it's amazing.
The
selection.
vehicles, these things fit inside the vehicles? Is that how
No,
that works?
those they don't, but they do actually make some vehicles. We're sold out. They've
Huh.
made Fast and the Furious vehicles. They've made
Huh.
the Batmobile.
Oh, wow.
They've made ATSTs for Star Wars
Huh.
with Chewbacca.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, they've done quite a few of those.
Amazing. Amazing.
That's just absolutely amazing. Your
Yeah.
selection of looking.
It feels like for every pop that we buy, 3 more pop up.
Nice. So is it the same thing if people have these and they want to like present
Absolutely.
It?
I think
so
we
you
bought
buy
2
and sell
collections
them.
of pops
Okay.
just yesterday.
Gotcha.
So I think a lot of people when
Check
you're
it out,
collecting,
guys.
you
Yeah.
want to kind of take part of your collection and turn it into more
Rotate it.
stuff.
Yeah, sure,
rotate
sure.
it out.
Absolutely.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Talking about toys.
Yeah.
And so we're always buying vintage toys. So everybody likes He-Man. So this Moss Man is so ridiculously hilarious.
Oh wow, what a
Look
throwback!
at him.
remember
He's,
that.
He's hilarious, man.
I remember that.
So everything from stuff like this to things that probably go up in a lot more in price.
Oh, wow.
This is a mint on card. We got to send it off to be graded, but it's a mint on card Superman figure from Superpowers. Hadn't even been punched yet. It was never hung.
I had that. Mine was punched.
Kinda
and
crazy.
I don't
destroyed
even
and
want
played
to
with.
touch it. That's
That's
worth more
amazing. It's amazing.
Make you touch it.
It's incredible.
than this right here. Not even punched. You're not going to find this anywhere except for at Borderlands because they're going to get this graded and then you can buy it.
You can get it. It can be super collectible.
That's
right?
right. That's right.
But, and then some of the stuff.
Oh,
like,
wow.
So
Check it
this
out.
is kind of a harken back
Wow.
to the original Star Wars toys. But who doesn't like Mandalorian?
Yeah, that's
Was what they did was they took the original mold for the troop transport.
Yeah.
And they reissued it for Mandalorian.
so they used the original mold from the original release and used the same mold for this new Star Wars Mandalorian release.
Let's go crazier.
Look at that.
My personal
That
favorite.
sure
First
looks like it
appearance-
says Stan Lee up there.
It's
I
right
don't
there. It
know.
says Stanley.
Look at that.
It's the
Oh.
first appearance of Wolverine.
Yes.
So this is one of the hottest books from the 1970s, maybe the hottest book from the
Yes.
1970s.
Fine.
And it's signed by Lou Ferrigno himself.
Stanley and Lou Ferrigno.
Signed by
Is
Stanley.
this
and-
available?
It is available.
It is available for
It's
acquisition.
available
If one of my
at
friends gets this, y'all, I want to come hang out at your place.
I've offered a
Yeah.
kidney,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just want to cut out
I
the
think
coupon and
damage
order
you've
sea
done to that kidney
monkeys.
makes it invalid. I think that's,
8 years in the Marine Corps probably.
yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah.
This is probably the rarest book out of these. So this is a Golden Age book. So Golden Age means 1940s.
Wow.
This book is from 1941. But what's really crazy is that a lucky guy named Art got this book signed by the creator of Batman, Bob Kane.
The
at
Bob
that.
Kane.
How crazy is that?
It's amazing.
This is it's historical.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all these are historical
Yeah.
timestamps.
It really is just a piece of history. And I think that comics reflect that, right?
Yeah,
I think
they
comics
do.
reflect society for the time,
yeah.
Yep.
what's happening at
Yep.
the time.
They're cave paintings in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
They
yeah.
really are. I think
yeah.
it's a great analogy.
Yeah.
You look at Stan Lee back in the 70s and Neil Adams. They both did comics about drug abuse
Yep.
and about how it was affecting people.
Yeah.
And Stan's actually, they wouldn't put the Comics Code Authority on it, which at the time
Yes.
is what got a comic distributed,
Yeah.
right? And Marvel distributed it without it because
Yep.
they wanted to tell the story.
Wow.
There's several stories where Tony Stark was an alcoholic, had problems and stuff like, and there was a couple of drug problems that were through the Spider-Man issues.
With friends.
Yeah, with friends.
I think Green Goblin's son might have had
Yeah,
that.
and it was comic books have always reflected upon their era that
Yeah,
they were made in,
yeah, yeah.
and you see that even through today. Just they reflect upon what's revolving around them, and that's huge.
And you'll see them help people. Like there's been benefit books that have come out. There was one that came out for Puerto Rico, and there was a book that came out, and 100% of the sales from the book were donated to a charity to help Puerto Rico recover from the hurricanes.
Awesome.
And I think that's really cool because you've got not only it reflects community, but it helps community.
Yes. Everyone wants to make fun of nerds until it's time for us to help.
Okay, that's. That was a blast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had to drag me out of there because I kind of want to stay longer.
Yeah, my budget was just like, no, we can work this out somehow. Let's get a few more, but
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. I got it. The nostalgia, the memories are what come to mind for me for Borderlands. Great visit, great folks, and yeah.
The staff and service is amazing
Yeah,
there. Super
yeah.
helpful, and
Yeah,
knowledgeable.
yeah. So, and they have everything. I mean, as you can see, the Funko Pops, the games, the comics,
The statues,
everything,
the toys,
the modeling, the World War II. Yeah, come check it out, guys. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So, thanks for watching, and again, thanks to Borderlands Comics for having us
Yes.
here, letting us visit. description's got a link for them, and we will see you in the next episode of Upstate Culture. Thanks again, guys. Peace.